Well, good morning, private practice community. It's Gerda here, of course. And I hope that you have woken up to a beautiful Sunday. As you can see, I'm still on holidays officially with my family. It is a bit noisy here where I am, so please excuse that. The reason being all that water stuff going on behind me. So I'm sitting here on the second story deck of the unit that we're in, and I just love this location because I can actually watch my kids play. Though they aren't down there as yet, they're still sitting inside because I like to actually go with them. So I thought I'm first going to have a chat with you guys before I go and do all of that. Hi Anna, thanks for joining me. So of course it is Easter Sunday. So however it is that you celebrate Easter, I hope it's a fabulous day and weekend for you and your family. So of course it's this is part of my 90-day vlog challenge. I think today is vlog number 23. You know, it's really hard to keep count after the first 10 to remember. And you know, considering that it's Easter Sunday, I probably should have come up with something warm and fuzzy to talk to you all about, but that wouldn't have been congruent with what it is that I'm thinking and feeling at the moment, because that's just the type of person I am. I want to talk to you about what's in my head and what's in my heart. And today that is, dear subcontractor, I'm going to share with you 3 things that every practice owner wants you to know. So I'm going to sit down here so that I've got a bit more stability with my phone and that you don't get motion sickness from watching me. By the way, if you are in one of my Facebook groups, could you do me a favor and please share this live video to that Facebook group? Reason being that, as it turns out, I left my laptop's charger at home and it's flat. So I'm going to be without a laptop for the next 2 days, which means I can't share these live streams. I would really love them to be part of it live as always. Hi Anna, hey Pradhini. I think both of you are in my Facebook group, so if you don't mind sharing it in the Private Practice Success for Allied Health Professionals group, as well in the Starting a Successful Private Practice group, if you're in that one too, that would be awesome. So 3 things every practice owner would like a subcontractor to know. And obviously I work with practice owners every day of the week. That's my work these days. My passion is working with practice owners, helping them to break through the income glass ceiling, helping them to work smarter, not harder, you know, all those cliches, but that is really what we do, to work more efficiently so they can you know, have more time away from their practice should they choose to do that. So that's my passion these days. So I get to speak to a lot of practice owners and hear the struggles that they have on a day-to-day basis. So based on everything that I've heard over the last couple of months, especially since the start of this year, I thought, let me share this with all the clinicians out there wanting to subcontract or might already be subcontracting in private practice. And I would also be interested to hear from practice owners out there whether they actually agree that these are your top 3 frustrations with subcontractors that might be working in your private practice. I just want to get some water here because it's pretty humid here where we are. All right, and this is in no particular order. Number 1, if you are a subcontractor in private practice, and let's say you are consulting or subcontracting, whatever word you want to use for it, at a group private practice 1, 2, 3 days a week, all right, it is really important that you still check your emails on the days that you are not at the practice. All right, very, very important. So we find from when I talk to practice owners, they tell me that a lot of contractors are coming to private practice with the mindset that if I only consult on Monday, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I don't look at my emails the rest of the week. And sometimes, not sometimes, generally that can be very frustrating for practice owners when maybe there's a client that's called in and you need to attend to that because a client is in crisis, or there's some urgent information that reception knows in order to finish off the billing that you didn't give them. You have to be contactable. You need to remember, as a subcontractor, you are really running your own business. All right, and when you run your own business, like it or not, you need to be available. And especially for us that work with very vulnerable populations, you know that there's going to be times that you're going to have a client that's going to be suicidal, or that is just self-harmed, and the parent doesn't know what to do, or that there's going to be some or other crisis. I'm not saying that you have to respond to those emails. What I'm saying is that you need to check them so that you are aware of what's happening with your clients that you're seeing in private practice. And you will make an informed decision. Is this a matter that I need to deal with right now? Or can this wait until I'm back at the practice on Monday? But you can't pull the wool over your eyes, or what's the saying, and not check those emails, okay? You are not an employee if you're subcontracting. You are responsible for those clients. And I would almost beg to say that even if you're a part-time employee, as a clinician, as a psychologist, first and foremost, I could not live with myself, even if I was employed, not to check those emails. Because what if something happens to my client? Because it will be on me as a clinician first and foremost. Even though I might be working for Queensland Health or whatever other organization, as a clinician, I take duty of care for my clients so seriously. And again, I'm not saying that you have to respond to it, but you need to know what's happening, all right? Now, I wish I can figure out how to see all the emails. Hang on. Not emails, comments. All I can see is it says somebody's joined me. I can't see any other comments. I need to YouTube or Google what's wrong with my settings here. All right, so that's the first thing. I hope that makes sense. So bottom line is, if you're subcontracting, you have to check your emails. Not because I want you to work overtime or anything like that. It's because you have responsibility for your clients, and you need to make sure that they're okay, and you can make a decision, do I need to attend to this now or not? And you need to do that every day. That's just how it works if you want to be in private practice. Okay, that's number one. Number two, which one will I do first? Number two. And this especially goes for very new graduates, because guys, sorry, I know they don't teach you this stuff at uni. If they talk to you about private practice, they're probably very vague. They're probably talking about, registration, supervision, those requirements. I hear some unis tell their students that you shouldn't go into private practice for the first 5, 6, 7 years of your psychology career, which I think is nonsense. If you join a group private practice where you are well supported, you can do it straight out of uni. That would be fine. But before you sign that contract, whether this is a subcontracting agreement or whether you're signing up as an employee, before you sign that contract, make sure that you've done your research. Make sure that you know what private practice is all about. Make sure that you know how many clients you're going to see every day, that you know how many hours you can be expected to work. Make sure that you know how many stuff outside of just seeing clients you're going to have to do. Paperwork, marketing, networking, all that other stuff. Make sure that you know exactly what is involved in joining this specific private practice. Make sure that you know what type of supports are available for you. I can't emphasize the importance of knowing that you're going to be supported, especially if this is your first rodeo in private practice. Because too many times I hear about new graduates, but also people that's, been in the public service for a long time and they want to do private practice. They come into private practice and go, this is not what I thought it's all about. And then 3 months after starting, they go, no, can't do this anymore. And then they want to leave. And it's like, what? Really? It's just not on. Okay, why? Not because you're doing something harmful to me as a practice owner or to your practice owner. Yes, it's super annoying to them because now they've just invested time and effort into recruit and money into recruiting, into interviewing, into training you up, and into supporting you for you to go, see you later, alligator, I'm out of here because it's not what I thought it was. Maybe it's too overwhelming, maybe it's too boring, whatever your reason is for why it's not a good fit for you, and then you want to leave. Yes, all of that stuff is happening to the practice owner. You know, they have to deal with that, and they're probably experienced in dealing with that and surviving it by now if they've been in this role for a long time. But you know, the really, really painful point for me is again the clients, because you might after 3 months have 10, 20, 30, 40 clients on your caseload that has just started a therapeutic relationship with you, and then you want to go, I'm out of here. That's not on. It's not cool. It doesn't give those clients a good, I guess, experience of the mental health industry. You know, you might have clients on there that for the first time ever went, you know what, I need help for myself or for my relationship or for my kids, and I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to start seeing a psychologist. And then they've developed this rapport with you, and 3 months later, there's that rejection or that abandonment. And what are they going to be left with? You know, like, this person now just ups and leaves. It's not cool and it's not okay. If you are signing up in any capacity with a private practice, make sure that you're going to be there for the long haul, okay? If you, and I'm sure the practice owner will have a discussion with you. If you agree on 12 months, stick to it. If you agree on 18 months, stick to it. If you agree on 5 years, stick to it. Of course, if you've got a serious health condition or something like that happens, that's a different story, all right? But, you know, there's nothing more important than your word and your personal integrity. And what again about those clients? We cannot be contributing to the stigma around mental health. We are here to smash that stuff, all right? And I can tell you, as a private practice owner and therefore an engager of subcontractors, an employer of psychologists, if I see that you've been jumping ship a lot of times, we won't even interview you, because we do not want somebody that can't show commitment to this very, very important role. Because for us, our clients come first, and we want to give them stability in the treatment that they get. So I hope that might make sense. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for joining me. Alrighty, I see I've got 8 live people. Facebook has only told me about 3, Michelle, Pradini, and Anna. And I can't see any comments whatsoever. So if you are commenting, know that I'm not ignoring you. Facebook's just not showing it to me, but I'll go back afterwards and I'll use my 2 thumbs and respond to you, which might be a bit slow because I don't have my laptop. All right, so that is number 2. Now, the number 3 very frustrating thing is when people decide, okay, maybe we've agreed to those 12 months that I'm going to stay with you, or 2 years, and now I want to move on, whether it's doing my own thing, maybe it's just moving into state, joining another practice, whatever it is, and I'm now giving my notice. So the majority of subcontracting agreements and employee agreements will probably have more or less 4 weeks notice in it. Now, your practice owner is putting in 4 weeks notice because they want to do the right thing towards you, but secretly behind the scenes, they're wishing for as much notice as possible. Why? Because again, it's the clients, all right? The clients. A lot of your clients might not even come in that 4-week period for whatever reason, or they might have 1 or 2 sessions and they have to process that whole closure and that whole process that's happening. 4 weeks is actually a very, very short period of time. And I can tell you, as a very experienced practice owner, I love clinicians that's given me lots of notice. Hello, and I'm back. For some reason, it said my wireless aren't working well. What was I saying? Oh yes, we were talking about notice periods. So although your contract might talk about 4 weeks notice, secretly the practice owner is hoping for as many as possible, because their primary concern is always the clients and their welfare, and really that should be yours as well. All right. So one of the clinicians that I still have very fond memories of in my head is one of my first people that worked for me, and it was a guy, and he actually gave me 9 months notice. Ain't that cool? And it was because he was starting his own private practice, and I was happy to support him in that. I've just always been like that. 9 months notice. Some people have given me 6 months notice. Those are the practice owners that really leave, and I look back and I go, such integrity, such duty of care towards their clients, in terms of knowing that we often work with very vulnerable populations. And those 2 people, for example, told me they want to see out the sessions. They want to see out treatment for every client on their caseload. And I supported them in doing that. It's absolutely awesome that they are willing to do that. And you know, sometimes I realize that's not possible, but I just want to ask you, if you're a subcontractor, you know, think not only about yourself. Yes, you know, you need to think about yourself to some extent. I mean, you have to, but also think about the impact it has not only on the practice and the practice owner. You know, they have to deal with that stuff, that's their job, but think about the impact on the clients, especially if you are seeing long-term clients, if you are seeing you know, kids with autism that needs you know, long-term therapy, people with complex eating disorders, you know, high-risk clients. It really has a negative impact on them, so the more notice you can give, the better. Alrighty, so please be mindful of these 3 things. Now, I'm very mindful that I don't want this to be a one-sided conversation. So if you are a subcontractor, okay, or an employee at a private practice, what is the top 3 things that you would like the practice owners to know? Okay, so I've told you from a practice owner perspective, and I can easily talk to you about that because I've got so much experience, and because I hear this confirmed by other practice owners from around the country. But let's also hear the voices of the subcontractors and of the clinicians. You can either post it as a comment in the stream. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, message me on Facebook or send me an email at gerda@private-practice-success.com, because I would love to do a live stream that says, dear practice owner, 3 things your subcontractor would like you to know. Alrighty, yeah, we want to keep it fair, we want to keep it 2-way feedback, but we also want to keep it constructive as always. Alrighty, I see I've got 2% left on my phone battery because the kids have been playing on this morning. So I'm going to leave it at that for today. Thank you so much for joining in, those of you that joined me live. As always, it's great talking to you. Have a fabulous Easter Sunday, and as always, remember, all you need to do is say yes to having your very own ultimate level 5 private practice. See you tomorrow. Bye.